Hi guys, it's Jenna from Film Obsession, and we're going to be bringing some box office beauty your way. Today we are going to step back into our time machine to the 1930s, and we are going to recreate a look from the new movie, The Age of Adeline. The movie is based in the 1930s, and it's about a woman named Adeline Brown, played by the amazingly mythical creature that is Blake Lively, and she gets in a car accident one night, and by some mysterious reason, she just stops physically aging. So everyone around her, her parents, her daughter, the love of her life, they've all grown up, and she's stuck looking 29 the rest of her life. And throughout each decade of the film, there's a really cool styling that's brought to it. And not just her hair and her makeup, which I love, and I am just dying to see this movie. Her clothes are also really amazing. And let's face it, Blake Lively could wear a paper bag and people would be lining up to buy a paper bag to look like her. So my look today is kind of that vintage feel, but kind of a little more on the modern side. So to kick off my look today, I've already went ahead and did my base. I like to use my Lorac Perfection Mattifying Face Primer just to start, have a good canvas for your face. And then I did my foundation, and I used a new one this time. I used the Maybelline New York Fit Me Matte and Poreless in Natural Ivory, and I used a blending sponge like I always do. And then I used my favorite Fergie Wet n Wild Come Correct Concealer in Fair, and I used my Real Techniques stippling brush to buff that out under my eyes and all my imperfections. So to start off the eyes today, I am going to use my favorite Cargo Picture Perfect eye primer. And I'm just going to dab a little bit on my eyelid. Just going to blend that out all the way up to the brow bone and underneath the eyelash line. Now for my lid color, I'm going to use my Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, which I love because it literally smells like chocolate, and that's always a good thing. So we're going to take this color down here, Butter Pecan, and it's kind of like a beigey, light gold color. It's very, very pretty. And we're just going to dab that on our eyelid because she doesn't have a lot of color on her lid, but I saw just enough in the picture that I saw of her that it had a little bit of a shine to it and a little bit of a metallic, so I thought this would be a good color to use. Now going in with the crease color, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Pulp Fiction palette. And this is a really good palette if you want like a matte look. A lot of the colors are matte. And I'm going to go in with Tyranny, which is this one right here. It's kind of like a light tanny brown color. I'm going to use one of my Real Techniques brushes, the base shadow brush, because I like how fluffy it is. And I'm just going to go in like this. Just like that. And then I'm going to go back in with my Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate palette. And I'm going to use this color up here, Coconut Cream, which is a matte, like, white, but yet kind of a yellowy tinged color. And I'm just going to wash it right above where we put Tyranny. And again, if you have any color that's similar to this, it'll work. So we're going to do that because her color in the picture was a lot lighter than what I had for the Tyranny color. And then we're going to go back in with our Pulp Fiction palette, and I'm going to use this color Righteous, which is kind of like Coconut Cream, but it's a little more on the cooler side. So I like to use that for the brow bone color. So I'm just going to put this right up here and mix it with that coconut cream. For the inner corner of her eye, I'm going to go in again with coconut cream right here. And I'm going to use a smaller brush that's a little more easier to navigate. And I'm just going to go in the inner corner like that and just kind of dab it on. Because she did have a light highlight color in the inner corner of her eye. It wasn't anything too crazy, but it was subtle enough. But it gave it that like pop. I filled in my eyebrows and I used something new, Maybelline Brow Drama in Blonde. And I just kind of took it and I just kind of dragged it through my eyebrows. Just to give it a little more of a filled in look. Blake had more of a filled in eyebrow. Really strong brow. Okay, so I'm going to go in and use my eyeliner, and this is a liquid liner by Maybelline, it's called Master Precise, and it's got a really nice fine tip, so it's very easy to get into certain places without getting it everywhere all over your face. So I started in the inner portion. And I worked it out to the end. And then this is kind of the tricky part, is you want to do the cat eye kind of look, but without going way too crazy with it. So I'm just going to thicken, you can't see, I'm just going to thicken right here. And I'm just going to go up. I'm just going to go up slightly. Just like that. And this is the hard part, so just, it takes a lot of practice. And if you mess up, there's always cotton swabs and eye makeup remover. Which I got under my eye. So now that we line the top of our eyelid, I'm going to use the same thing and go underneath. And just be really careful you don't poke your eye out, because I've done that a couple times and it's not fun. So we're going to go under here and just kind of trace it. Not in the waterline, but just slightly. So this may be a scary part for some people, because we are going to also line our waterline and our tight line. What does that mean? Well, for those who don't speak makeup artist, the tight line of your eye is this portion of skin that's underneath your eyelid. And why people line that is because they want to make their lashes look fuller. And it kind of gives you that appearance. And the waterline is kind of the same deal, but it's under here. So it's the skin under here. And people like to do that because they like the way that it defines your eyes. And, you know, I just really prefer that look. So, and the picture, even the one that I looked at of Blake, has it in the waterline. Really precise, really defined. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with this liner. And I'm going to use my Cargo Swimmable Liner in Black Sea. And we're going to just do it. So I'm going to lift up my eyelid and just kind of run it under there like that. And then I'm going to pick up this part of my lid on the inside and just kind of trace that. And there you have it. You have lined your tight line. And your waterline is more easier, I think. You're just gonna trace it to the inner part of your eye. Just like that. So while we're done lining our eyes, I like to go in again with a light color. So I'm gonna use coconut cream again. And we're just gonna go in and dab that underneath our lower lash line, probably about midway. And then you can layer whatever, your liner if you want to, which I do like to have more a precise line. So that's just something that you can play around with. But for this look, it's very defined. So I'm going to curl my eyelashes. And I am using a new mascara, which I am so excited about. And this is a sample size, but this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And oh my goodness, I love this stuff. Like, it's got a really cool bristle brush. But it just seems to just give me eyelashes because I do not have eyelashes. So any mascara that can give me eyelashes is a friend of mine. So we're going to go in and do our mascara. Oh, yeah, look at that. And then we are going to put some mascara on our lower lashes. Look at that. It's almost as mythical as Blake Lively. Oh, love it. Okay, so now that we've done our mascara and popped our lashes out, we are going to finish with our cheeks and our lipstick. The makeup artist for the Age of Adeline actually used two products that I had to get my hands on, and they are from L'Oreal Paris because Blake is also the spokesperson for L'Oreal. So the first product I used is the L'Oreal Paris Visible Lift Blur Blush in Soft Peach. And we are going to take just a little bit. And I think this is really buildable because I did it on the other side of my face and you can't, I had to use a lot to get to that. So I'm just going to dab it on my face. That's attractive. I'm just going to swirl that onto my cheeks. Kind of gives you that little sun-kissed appearance. Very pretty and light. I don't know if contouring was a huge thing back in the 1930s, but this is kind of another twist of the 1930s look that I'm going for, and I'm going to contour my face just a little tiny bit. Not Kardashian style or anything like that. But we're going to do, I'm going to use my Too Faced Bonjour Soleil palette. And I am just going to take, and this smells wonderful too, because the bronzer actually is made with cocoa powder. And it smells really good. I'm just gonna take the brush that came with it and I'm just gonna dot a little tiny bit of this stuff. And I'm just gonna lightly drag it on my cheekbone. And then we are gonna use it right up here, just to give that like rosy, just a little bit of a glow. And with any contouring, you get your highlight with it. And so I'm going to use my NYX Illuminator in Ritualistic. And it's just a nice shimmer color. And I'm just going to dab it on the top of my cheekbone, down my nose a little bit, middle of my forehead, and my chin, and also my Cupid's bow. Okay, so last but not least, we are going to do our lips, and I'm going to line my lips with Makeup Forever Aqua Lip Liner in 8C. So the way that I line my lips is just do an X across the high points of my lip. And then you just kind of fill in the rest of it. And this can get really tricky. And also with my lips, I put concealer over it, so I don't normally have like Night of the Living Dead zombie lips. They are normal. So we just wanted the lips to really pop. So that's why I did that. And if it's not perfect, you don't have to really worry because we're going to put a color over it. But at least make sure that the lines are even on the outside. That's usually the problem that I always have. So now the last thing is the lip color. And Monica Huppert also used this L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Last lip color in Infallible Red. And so it is a dual, it's a 2-in-1. So you got your color here and you got your locks in the color here. So we are going to use our first step, and this is the color right here. Just like that. And then we are going to lock in the color with this balm. And there you have it. This is the inspired by the Age of Adeline makeup look worn by Blake Lively. And you can catch The Age of Adeline in theaters on April 24th. And we'll see you soon.